Okay, well, starting again. First off, it's been a while. It's been a few days, not that you really noticed, since you've been watching on YouTube. And secondly, I'm not actually playing live. Or at least I'm not recording live. Yeah, well, apparently I tested everything before I played to make sure everything was working fine, and apparently somewhere between the literally 60 seconds between the time I tested and the time that I started recording, I managed to flip the mute button, and I recorded about an hour's worth of gameplay completely muted. So I talked to myself for about an hour. So I'll be commentating while I watch myself. So lovely. Anyway, a few things I wanted to mention. I'll try to hit on some stuff here that I had tried to talk about. A few corrections. For one, I had talked about in one of my videos. I had talked about Manga Minx. I wanted to make sure that it was clear that I wasn't making fun of Manga Minx, at least not in a mean-spirited way. I was kind of making fun of her, but in a funny way. Manga Minx is awesome. I love her Let's Plays. If you're not familiar with her, I definitely suggest looking her up. You spell her name Mangaminx. She has fantastic Let's Plays. She's been doing it for a while. She's got a bunch of them. Highly, highly recommended.
Beyond these doors lies the reading room, a place where believers are encouraged to relax and meditate on the teachings of the church. The shelves are lined with select inspirational materials, as well as a variety of meditation aids. Please respect the sanctity of this space and those using it by remaining quiet and reverent while.
Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to make that abundantly clear that I was not insulting her in any way, or at least I wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meaning to be. Text log. Two tines entwined. For the words of our Savior, Michael Altman, we know that all life intertwines at the end to become one mind, one body, one voice. The marker echoes this with its intertwined spires. We echo this with our entwined arms, fingers touching in oneness at the top. It is our sacred ceremonial gesture used in greeting and in the opening to all ceremonies, large and small. Secondly, I had mentioned before that Altman was in the previous game. He most certainly was not. I just got him confused with some of the other characters that were in the other games. But no, Altman was definitely not in the earlier game. Hello there. How are you? I think that's the first meetup we have with the darker colored xenomorphs or necromorphs. I see them.
Symbols too. What it means.
Straws. Yes, I see the symbols.
We are a threat to them. I know it. We have to work together.
Work together? Who's them? Were you and Titan? Straws.
I don't think that guy's much of a threat to anybody but himself. Anyway, another thing I wanted to mention real quick was another error I saw when I was watching my videos was I noticed I said something about there was the part where the guy was talking about you can pull the spikes and kill them and pull the spikes and kill them. I was getting confused. I thought he was talking about the metal spikes, like the rods you can pick up. I didn't think he was talking about the little claws of the creatures. I'm actually going to try to do that a lot more. I haven't been doing that a lot, and I really should to save ammo. And you'll actually, not to spoil anything, but you'll actually see me try to do that more and completely botch it 95% of the time. So it's not really encouraging, but I am trying to do it more often. Honestly, a lot of it's just, in my defense, bad luck. I keep trying to grab it, and I think I'm aiming it pretty well, but I usually just end up grabbing random objects and throwing that instead. Also, I'm trying to focus less on staying in the shop and staying in the upgrade areas less. I noticed I spent way too much time in the shops, way too much time just hovering around the upgrade area. It's really boring to watch, so I'm gonna try not to do that as much. Something's making some noise here. It doesn't appear to be anything.
Welcome to the Titan Station Church of Unitology. We're glad you've come to visit our sanctuary and place of light and hope. Our tour guides are looking forward to showing you the best of our beliefs and what a meaningful and enlightening impact we can have in your daily life. There is, of course, no obligation of any kind with this tour. Kindly remember to stay with your tour guide at all times. Someone will be with you shortly.
That looks like they had a Kool-Aid party in here. Unfortunately, they are out. Also, it's not as bad now because I'm not actually playing. But let's listen to this.
The cathedral reported 2 pressure equalization cycles during services last Sunday. The first was minor and only blew some candle flames around, giving Pastor O'Brien a much-needed, if unexpected, boost in his sermon. The second cycle was more harsh, resulting in a pressure snap that popped people's ears and sent several to medical. That was not needed.
Also, I wanted to note that you'll notice a lot of times that when I'm speaking that I tend to get distracted pretty easily, or that I'll kind of start talking about something and then completely forget. That's probably due to my ADD. Like, I'll just kind of forget what I'm talking about if I get distracted, and I do get distracted pretty easily. I'm trying to get better about that. I'm trying to focus a bit better.
Welcome to the Unity Hall. This magnificent library holds copies of the church's most sacred texts.
I'm trying to take the sign with me.
Place for the Unitology scholars as they debate the definitive history of the Black Marker. Note the intricate details of the
Now see, the sign actually just disappeared there. But yeah, I was actually trying to take the sign with me. That was a lucky shot. That was a completely lucky shot. He was like in midair, and I just happened to shoot where he was. He really should have got me there. But at any rate, I was trying to be a little bit more efficient. I do tend to fully explore rooms because I hate leaving stuff behind. So I tried to be a little bit better about picking up, like moving along, but I also hate to miss audio and audio logs and stuff. So I was trying to bring the sign with me because the audio was coming from the sign. So I was bringing it with me. So see here, I'm trying to bring the little claw with me to save ammo. We'll see how that works out. Oh, I just drop it on the ground. Fantastic. Good play. Genius. A lot of good that does. Oh, and I let the corpse raper jump on me. And by the way, the term corpse raper I actually picked up from Manga Mix. So, because that's what they do, is they rape corpses and they make more nasty things. Corpse Stomp. Much like Frog Stomp from Silverchair, except a lot different. See, you really do save a lot of ammo if you shoot them in the legs and then run up and stomp them for the kill shot. But you know, if you you know, did the telekinesis for the spike and took them down with the spike and stomped, you'd save even more ammo when you can get them solo. Because as you'll see a little bit later, you're gonna need that ammo because there's times where you can't run out and just stomp. Because I'm about, what, 2.5, 3 hours into the game. But, so it's still relatively early, so things are still honestly pretty easy. But I'm still trying to be relatively conservative on my ammo. Here I'm just trying to find any hidden items, since you have to stomp on the corpses to, you know, get the items to pop out. They're like little piñatas. Basically, in the Dead Space world, if you wanted to be the life of a party, you would get a xenomorph and take it to a kid's birthday party and hang it up and have all the kids bash on a xenomorph corpse until stuff came out of it. Yeah, I'm trying to take the spear and finally I just get tired of it. I also noticed watching myself that I say bitch a lot. I found that pretty amusing.
Welcome to
Quite amusing, actually.
A church seminar is currently in progress. Please wait for the next available church associate. Indoctrination is a pleasant, joyous event where you will take the first steps into glorious oneness. That is, unitology.
Yeah, see, there you can see a message was supposed to come up, and it just immediately disappeared. I think all it was saying was that if you shoot this with a plasma cutter, it shuts the circuit, because before that door was locked, and then I could open it. So here I'm just wanting to find all the hidden stuff. And that signpost I already listened to, so I'm just going to go ahead. This is the room I was in before, but I think this door was locked earlier. Oh, guy coming up the stairs. It's the oatmeal zombies. I hate oatmeal. Oatmeal everywhere. Oh god. See, that only took what? I think 2 bullets or 2 shots, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is pretty bad here. The slow is good. I run down, smack him. Nope. Yep. I do get hit from the dark. Now see, I really should have stayed up here. No, I did stay up here. Okay. Well, I was thinking of a different fight. That actually went pretty well. To be honest, they couldn't have went a whole lot better. The oatmeal zombie didn't hurt me that bad. I overestimated the puke zombie's damage. Rewatching one of the old one of the old videos, I totally overestimated their damage. I thought they did way more than they do. I mean, they do a decent amount if they're really close, but the projectile that he did really didn't do that much. Even considering this is the next to the hardest difficulty, the damage was pretty low. And, I mean, he was completely concealed, so I couldn't see him, so that wasn't that big of a deal. And that's kind of the problem with me just watching the video now instead of playing. I'm going to be overly critical of my own play. So, if you'll please excuse me. We'll watch the educational video. Yep. I have to wonder how many times I'll have to do that before I finally learn not to do it.
If that sounds like an ideal world to you, then look no further. Convergence is coming, and unitology is helping it happen.
Now see, note, now looking back, just note this room is empty, right? Just saying, not no spoilers, but just note how empty this room is.
200 years ago, by our
I mean, it's really empty because it just got sucked into space,
believe that one day
right?
all mankind will be united through the power of the sacred artifact known as the Convergence.
Mysterious things popping off the walls, right? Of course. The indoctrination stations. Now see, I almost threw that corpse against the window and I thought better of it. I'm a slow learner, but I do eventually learn. That's not to say I won't do that again though. Text log. Recruit test results. Indoctrination test phase 1. Results for Casey Millam. Desire to socially belong? High. Unassertiveness? Low. Gullibility? Low. Tolerance for ambiguity? High. Cultural disillusionment? Low. Idealism? High. Susceptibility to trance-like states? Low. Self-confidence? High.
Please replace the fuse for the observation center door in the junction panel. Vandalism in
A
the
desire
church
for
is not
spiritual
permitted.
meaning? Low. Awareness of group influence on individuals? High. This subject is highly unlikely to stay affiliated with the church after a short period of time. We would expect him to exit the system after the tithing requirements section of initiation. We should invite him to go as far as he'd like, but do not book future earnings against him. Now see, that's exactly what I was talking about before with the personality tests. That's exactly what Scientologists do. So I kind of had to think that they did a lot of that stuff on purpose as far as comparisons.